Gents, it's a beautiful Tuesday. The vehicles got here, or the Chevelle got here a day later. The truck's not here yet. But I'm going to take you on this adventure as we do a beautiful day of tuning muscle cars in freezing cold snow. So, as you can tell, I'm still pig rich over here, but we're going to go take this for a couple of rides, chop the speed density down, and then we're going to do some MAF tuning. Chopped it down quite a bit. We're good. I've got a little bit of a rich spike at just off of idle right there, but we can take care of that with the blended MAF side. So I am going to switch this back over to blended MAF and bring it so that my MAF is reading all the way down at idle and tune that curve, and then we're going to combine the two and see what I'm running at then. So while I'm waiting for this tune to load back up to put me into MAF tuning mode, I am tuning narrow bands right now for drivability, part throttle drivability. So we are totally fine doing that with narrow bands. Full throttle stuff, obviously, you need a wide band, but narrow bands are very good for doing your mid-range drivability stuff, anything where you're out of power enrich. And I think we're almost ready to go. 8 more seconds, and I think I'll have to probably do 1, maybe 2 MAF revisions until I get this thing all, there we go, all within oh yeah, all within probably plus or minus 3 for my fuel trims, which is fine with this. We're not looking for perfection on this. I'm looking to make it a good, very good everyday driver, and then whoever ends up winning this at Barrett-Jackson, if they want to fine-tune it even further, more power to them. But we're going to go do another test drive now. So as you can see, my MAF curve definitely needs some work. We were all a little bit rich running straight on my VE tables, but with the MAF switched back on, we're definitely got some lean spikes in here where we're going to take care of. Okay, first MAF revision, and you can see that chopped that down a lot. Most of the lean spike that was up in this area is gone. I still got to do a couple more revisions, get pretty much all of this within this -3, -2, just a tiny bit fat, and actually we're a little bit too fat out here in the -5, so I'm going to do another revision and take it for another test drive. Alright, after 3 or 4 more revisions, we're decent. This is good for cruising for me, for your normal cruising driving RPMs and loads. Everything is on the positive side. If it was my own car, we'd be getting this down to like -1, -2 all over. But seeing as this is getting sold to somebody else, I just want to make sure it's safe, and a little bit fatter is always safer than lean. So I'm going to re-enable PE, re-enable my cutoff decel, and double check all my spark tables and take it for one final ride. Guys, I've done my final revisions on this. We're going to go for one more drive so I can see and make sure everything's good. Unfortunately, it's 23 degrees here right now, so I can't drive with the windows open, so you can hear how great this sounds. You should be able to hear a little bit. it, it loses all traction, which is to be expected. I gotta tell you, this chassis drives awesome, like every Roadster Shop chassis does. This thing handles beautifully, it rides smooth. Granted, you hit some bumps or a pothole, man, it's cold. You hit some bumps or a pothole, and you feel it, but it's a performance chassis. It's not made to be comfortable. So we're just gonna do a nice little final drive here. I'm gonna watch all my readings. Everything looks great. Have a little bit of fun. I think I'm going to go a little bit of traffic on the other side, so I think I'm going to go up this way on the main route, back on back roads. The only thing I'm missing on this is paddle shifters, but it just wasn't in the budget or timeline. Sideways. God, this thing rips. I was not expecting this little LS3. Oh, that's a bump. Little LS3 with a mildish cam to pull as good as it pulls. So this car has 285 30/20s in the rear, and I believe we're running a 370 gear in this. And we've got the 6L80 transmission, so you got plenty of overdrive, you got plenty of gears to go through. It manages the torque amazingly for this power band. We're on a stock converter because, like I said, it's a mildish cam. There was no reason to put a bigger stall converter. I can only imagine how this thing would sound with full-length headers in it. Shaking my head, this friggin' city plow truck driver just driving on the wrong side of the road at me. That would have been a great video. But everything about this is great. The car has great drivability, great road manners, brakes feel great, acceleration is great. Let me see, I've blown through a little bit less than a quarter tank in these 10 or so test drives I've done, getting this fueling tuned in. Everything feels good. I'm impressed. We took an already built, established car, took it all back apart, rebuilt it as a much more established car. Even though there are some people who hate the fact that we took the carbureted big block out of it and put in a fuel-injected LS, but hey, get with the times. I love my big blocks and my carbs as much as the next guy, but you just can't beat this drivability. Alright, I'll just let you enjoy the rest of the ride back to the shop, and I'm going to pull it inside, put it up on the lift, and do a once-over. Of course, I get caught behind traffic as usual. Spin. I wish it was the summertime right now. But the Chevelle checks out. We're good to go. So we'll pull in the shop, do a once over, and then tomorrow McDreamy is coming by. And I gotta drive it to make sure everything's dialed in, but man, I'm gonna hate driving it in this shitty ass